while the doomsters continue to report on breaking up our nation, is it not true that these past few days have actually underlined just how cherished Scotland is in the United Kingdom?
Yeah, hi, Dan. It's at the very least, I think it's just very interesting. The way in which the spontaneous response that we're definitely seeing in Scotland, I think it shows that there are four nations in the United Kingdom, but so many people, north, south, east, and west, evidently feel the same way as one another in the face of the Queen's death. That is just interesting. It underlines what I've always felt, that a majority of people all over the country are responding to what has happened in that spirit of something shared. The High Street in Edinburgh, the Royal Mile, it's 10 deep, or it was 10 deep earlier. You're seeing the queues. It's a visible symbol of something important, and symbols do matter. The response that you see in Scotland, it's not been planned, it's not choreographed or forced in any way. It's an instinctive reaction by people sharing a response to an event of national and also global significance. And you saw the reporter there suggesting that Her late Majesty was the only glue holding the Union together. And time will tell. But my own reaction is that I think there's much more besides. I think there's 300 years of shared history that come together as the glue. And others have said, and they're right, that it's not a time for politics, and that's quite correct. But I think what we're seeing in Scotland is it's not politics. It's people reacting in a human way, without any prompting, to the loss of someone to whom so many people feel and felt a connection, and whose death they want to mark. And I think that, in and of itself, is unifying. I think it's demonstrable that you're going to see that from the top of Scotland to the far south of England, and into the west in Northern Ireland and into the east. It's going to be marked in the same way. And I, as someone who's just interested in history and interested in the way in which and the whys and the wherefores of the ways in which people react to events, I find it fascinating that people, as you're seeing now in Scotland, are reflecting something that shows a common bond.
Yeah, exactly. And Neil, we're obviously not really talking too much about politics this week, but it's been fascinating, hasn't it, to see the Scottish nationalists, Sturgeon in particular, Ian Blackford, have to deal with this.
Well, yes. I think it's symbols matter. I heard myself saying that last night when I was down in the studio in London, and I feel it very strongly just now. Symbols matter, and the Queen has died in Scotland, and her first procession through a part of the realm has been through Scotland, from Balmoral to Aberdeen, through some of the principal parts of Scotland, and then down to Edinburgh. And it does matter, because it absolutely, and no matter what impression the Scottish National Party might want, it underlines the fact that the monarchy, Her Majesty the Queen, the royal family have deep historical connections to Scotland. The wellspring, in many respects, of that monarchy, of that royal line, comes out of Scotland. That is undeniable. That is just historical fact. And the way in which events are unfolding, it just underlines and underscores that. And it will, without anyone necessarily wanting or wishing it to have happened, the sequence of events simply underlines the fact that Scotland and the realm of the United Kingdom and the monarchy and the royal family, they are woven together in a very complicated Gordian knot that reaches back hundreds and the better part of 1,000 years. It's powerful, potent stuff. and the way that these events have unfolded, just the way that they have unfolded, that will be reminding people of something that's deeper than politics, much deeper than politics, and that is history. That which people are being reminded of is history, and no matter what any political party or whatever, what some here today, gone tomorrow political movement might want to make of it, the deep ties of history matter. And we're seeing that play out. And forever after, people will remember, and it will matter deeply and profoundly to a lot of people north of the border, that Her Majesty's last journey was here. It began in Scotland, and that she will have spent that last night here in Scotland. That matters. People remember, and sometimes it's those symbolic moments. It's those transient moments that register and lodge themselves in people's memories, and they can affect future events.
Neil Oliver, only you could put it that way, but it was beautiful. And I hope Sarah Smith and the BBC were listening, because, as Neil points out, things are not so simple.